defending his title against John Longstreet. Take a look now at the rankings in this division.
Title up for grabs against number 3 ranked John Longstreet. September 18, 1982, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Gene McComb versus world champion Bob Thurman. With this knockdown of the champion, McComb proved himself to his hometown fans and to the world. Thurman's toe-to-toe, slug-it-out style was perfect for McComb, and the two fighters stayed in the middle of the ring for 11 tough rounds. It wasn't until late in the bout that Thurman's constant pressure finally began to wear McComb down. In what he has called the toughest fight of his life, Thurman dropped McComb in the 11th round, and McComb was too battered to answer the 12th bell. Two years after his bout with Thurman, McComb faced number 2 world-ranked Oliver Miller in a fight for McComb's United States Championship title. Many experts believe that the 32-year-old McComb would no longer have the desire or the skills necessary to keep the title. In the early rounds, Miller aggressively went after McComb and seemed intent on scoring a knockout. But if McComb had lost anything, he did not show it and fought stronger as the fight wore on. McComb won the fight with a convincing flurry of punches and proved that he still deserves his number 1 world ranking and his U.S. title. Gene McComb is not yet ready to hang up his boots, not just yet.
A construction worker, he quit school in the 9th grade. His wife, Patty, gave him more discipline in life and in the ring. The father of twins, Gina and Tina, and also now with a brand new 2-year-old. And his father helps train him. He will be in his corner tonight, Mark McComb. In John Longstreet, quite a paradox. A 180-degree difference between this guy and John Longstreet from Bloomington. Here's a look at him.
Called the thinking man's fighter, Minnesota's John Longstreet came to prominence against world-ranked Trent Norman. Although he showed technical ability, Longstreet fought a conservative fight, and experts questioned his ability to challenge the top fighters in the division. Longstreet's kicking skills kept him out of trouble with Norman, and he was on the way to a decision when Norman dislocated his shoulder, ending the fight early and still leaving Longstreet untested. Two months later in Miami, Longstreet had his jaw tested when Joe Ancona landed a right hand in the opening moments of their bout. Longstreet's ability to take Ancona's best shot seemed to raise his confidence, and he became more aggressive in each round. By the end of the bout, Longstreet had Ancona's fighting style figured out and was in full control, landing kicks and punches at will. Since the win over Ancona, Longstreet has continued to improve and gain confidence. Longstreet now brings his undefeated record into Beaumont, Texas.
Born in Odessa, Texas, John Longstreet now making his home in Bloomington. Credits his brother David for developing his interest in karate. And David, by the way, is here tonight. He's in school at Texas A&M. Now, our matchup. How do they stack up, John Worley?
On punching skills, McComb has definitely got the advantage. I tell you, he's one of the hardest punching guys in the sport. Kicking skills is just as convincing over on John Longstreet's side of the ledger. He's far superior to McComb in that category. On offense, McComb, again, is going to be the better offensive fighter. He's not a good defensive fighter. If we look at the defensive end of things, John Longstreet's point fighting career probably will help him become, and has helped him to become a great defensive fighter. On power, it's Gene McComb. He's one of the more powerful guys in the sport. He's very strong. He's solidly built. He hits very, very hard. On finesse, it's just as much John Longstreet's side of the tally there. I tell you, we've got a real interesting matchup here on these two guys. On desire, I don't know. McComb's down here in front of his hometown fans. He's 33 years old. John Longstreet wants this title real bad, so I'm going to have to call that one even.
Yeah, you're going to take the 5th on desire. Let's go to our ring announcer for the introductions. Here's Rusty Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, a 9-round bout for the United
The officials for this bout are scoring judges Dan Doherty, Mike McCoy, and Karen Turner. The kick judges are Wally Davis and Rick Blaylock. And the PKA representative is Mike McCoy. Introducing first in the red corner from Bloomington, Minnesota. He is 26 years old, stands 5 foot 11 inches tall, and weighed in at 163 pounds. He has a contact karate record of 15 and no losses and no draws, with 6 of his wins by knockout. He is the PKA's #3 world-ranked light middleweight contender. Welcome, please, John Longstreet. Longstreet. And in the blue corner, from Lake Charles, Louisiana, he is 33 years old, is 5 foot 9 inches tall, and weighed in at 159 pounds. He has a contact karate record of 18 wins, 7 losses, and 2 draws, with 9 of his wins by knockout. He is PKA's 1 world-ranked contender. He is the PKA United States Light Middleweight Championship, Gene McComb. The referee for the championship bout is Truman Irving.
Okay, guys, over here, please. Gentlemen, this is a U.S. title fight. I expect you to conduct yourselves as professionals throughout. You know there is no holding. I will give you 2 warnings and only 2 warnings. After that, I will deduct points. Do not hold. Do not kick below the waist. Do not punch below the waist. Go to your corners. Touch gloves, come back. Good luck and good health.
So again, it's the light middleweight championship. There's your challenger, John Longstreet, and the champion, Gene McComb. It should be dynamite.
Should be a dandy. Should be a dandy, Jim.
Longstreet in red, trimmed in yellow. The champion, McComb, in red, trimmed in black and white.
Longstreet has a little bit of a height advantage. He certainly has that front leg kicking advantage. McComb. A little slip there. McComb is going to depend more on his back leg kicks. Longstreet moving in, sweeping. He's worked quite a bit on that front leg sweep, which is a legal technique.
McComb, of course, would like to cut the ring in half just a bit against the angular Longstreet.
Both fighters a little tight here in these early stages going. There's been a long and intense anticipation of this fight. Both of these guys have looked forward to this thing for quite some time.
Longstreet especially. He's been brought along slowly by Larry Carnahan, one of the rising stars in the PKA circuit.
Longstreet again is working on that front leg sweeping. That's something that will kind of keep Gene McComb off balance.
McComb, of course, from Lake Charles, Louisiana, just an hour's drive from Beaumont, so the crowd is very much in his favor tonight.
The sweep is a legal technique, and John Longstreet is going to keep Gene McComb. The crowd here doesn't like it. They don't understand sweeps.
The left front kick, not doing much damage at all. It's been a feeling out period here in round 1. Sort of a tenuous start for both fighters, wouldn't you say, John?
Oh, absolutely. Both fighters are dangerous. They're going to take their time. They know they've got 9 rounds here. That's a long time to get in there and trade it with people. Once again, the sweeps.
There's the Gene McComb corner and John Longstreet's corner. Next round, Larry Carnahan is the voice you hear there. Here's a look at that sweep at the end of round, which is a legal maneuver, John.
We're going to see John Longstreet just move in there. It's legal as long as it stays around the heel and up to the mid-calf. It can come halfway up the leg. And if he continues to be successful that sweep, Gene McComb will have a real hard time setting up for that real strong right hand that he wants to hit with.
That's a maneuver that you'd see a lot of times in point battles from time to time.
You do. You see point tournament fighters who, when John Longstreet was one of the best, use those sweeps very effectively. You don't see them in full contact very often, but when someone uses them as effective as John Longstreet, it's great.
Tommy Mouton in the corner with Gene McComb. Let's listen to him. Ernest Smith also in there. Able cornermen with both fighters as we start round 2.
And Gene McComb, I'm sure, is going to work on trying to get on inside there.
And McComb trying to bull his way in, but those kicks, they keep coming. The left round and the side kick coming from the right foot from John Longstreet.
And McComb is going to have to deal with that. And that's the way he wants to do it. He likes to get him moving back and then come after him with a barrage of punches. Longstreet moving laterally, wisely keep him from moving back.
That right round kick did miss. Did not connect against McComb.
Kind of slid off the top of his head, did no harm.
Ooh. The effects of that one, though it hit the gloves, were telling for Longstreet as McComb connected with a right.
Yeah, McComb throws that right back leg real hard, and John Longstreet ducked the wrong way then. He anticipated wrong.
You'll only see an occasional side kick from McComb. He'll very rarely throw one.
He's going to depend on his back leg. He'll step in with that front leg and throw the back leg real hard. He's effective with them because they're powerful kicks.
McComb in red, trimmed in black and white. He's the champion. Longstreet connecting there in red, trimmed in gold.
What Longstreet is doing, he's using that back leg round kick and mixing it in with the back leg front kick, sticking those front kicks right between McComb's hands.
If you're in Longstreet's corner right now, you've got to like the tempo of this fight.
Absolutely. John Longstreet, I believe, is controlling the tempo very well.
Spinning back kick missed, and McComb came right back.
And McComb is going to wait for Longstreet to make a mistake. He wants to wait for a mistake.
We're coming down to the end of round 2 for the United States Light Middleweight Championship. Tim Brando along with John Worley. We're set for round number 3 for the United States Light Middleweight Championship. John Longstreet, and he's down, but they'll rule it a slip.
Well, they got hung up a little bit there. McComb caught the side kick up high and dumped Longstreet.
How do you have it scored to this point, John?
I've got after 2 rounds unofficially, I've got Longstreet ahead 20-18 because he's pretty well controlling the way that this fight is progressing.
This fight has been in sharp contrast to our earlier bout between Fowler and Peoples. It's been more of a tactician's fight.
It absolutely has. John Longstreet trying to keep out of range of that dangerous right hand of McComb's. He's also holding back his own left hand. He's waiting on that, trying to set it up. There's his first time to throw the left hand.
He set it up, and he also got the right round kick in, and it connected along the side of the head of McComb. Those blows are not hard blows, but they're annoying blows, aren't they?
Well, they add up on the judges' scorecard. McComb lunging with a little frustration, I'm sure. Feeling a little bit of frustration right now, lunging across at Longstreet.
Well, McComb has certainly not been able to get inside against Longstreet in the first 2.5 rounds.
The reason for that is that Longstreet refuses to move straight back. He moves aside, he moves side laterally, and that's keeping McComb off balance, as we see right then. Nice lateral move.
McComb began boxing 20 years ago, then discovered that karate kept him in better shape in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and he opted for this sport. It came very close to being the world champion against Bob Thurman.
It was an extremely exciting fight. 8 grueling rounds.
There are those that believe that had it not been for Thurman's corner, that he might have been stopped after about the 6th round in that bout. More of the same in round number 3 from John Longstreet.
Contact okay.
Which
Having some problem with his contact lenses. Longstreet just had his contact lens come out. They got it back in.
Larry Carnahan is in that corner talking with Longstreet.
Go in, throw 3 kicks right off the bat.
There's Ernest Smith with McComb.
1, 2, 3. Because you're worrying about your kicks later down in the round. Come out there. 1, 2, 3. You let him build his confidence up on you. You're not doing any shifting. You're not doing any faking. You got his distance. He's got the distance. You're standing here. You're walking around in a circle. You got to cut him off, Gene. You got me? Go get him. Work your jab in, Gene. Work your jab in, Gene.
Round number 4, McComb and Longstreet for the light middleweight championship of the United States. McComb to the left, Longstreet to the right of your screen.
Once again, that sweep, keeping McComb off balance and confused.
That right round connected on the side of the face of McComb.
Longstreet uses that front leg like a jab. He'll stick it up there and round kick and side kick, and then he'll stick that front kick in there, double kicks. McComb just having a hard time nailing him down, chasing him around the ring.
Oh, a beautiful kick.
It's a jump 360 round kick. Longstreet catching McComb up high on the head with it.
It definitely stunned McComb. He had no idea where it was coming from.
Longstreet starting to step inside now on McComb's back leg. McComb trying to set before he throws the right hand, and Longstreet not letting him set.
I think you're right, John. That sweep has sort of stymied McComb a bit. He's concerned about it.
He really has. It's distracting. It breaks his balance, causes him to have something new to think about. Good right hand in by Longstreet.
Longstreet is landing more punches here, and he's beginning to add up point after point each round. McComb has yet to get his man in the corner.
McComb is going to have to become more aggressive. He's going to have to chase Longstreet down and catch him if he's going to have effective fighting style.
His corner's calling. McComb's corner's been calling for the jab, and he hasn't gotten it. They got, again, another sweep.
This must be the 5th time that he's dunked McComb with that front leg sweep.
Longstreet's not making any friends here in Beaumont with that, but certainly that's not what he's interested in. He's trying to claim the title after 5 long years as we come to the end of the round.
This is a jump 360 round kick. Longstreet hits a lot of people with this because we don't see too many people throw it. McComb managed to get his arm up there, so it really didn't have much effect. When that does hit solid, it has tremendous velocity with all that body spin in it.
Round number 5 for the light middleweight championship. Tim Brando and John Worley with you. It's McComb in red, trimmed in black and white, and Longstreet in red, trimmed in gold. How do you have it scored?
At this point, I've given every round 10-9 to Longstreet, so I've got it 40-36.
That left from McComb connected.
McComb is going to have to take some chances if he's going to beat this guy because he's got to get him in the corner. He can't continue to stay outside.
That right did connect, and it stunned Longstreet.
Most effective blow of the fight for Gene McComb.
He's coming after his man. He's been annoyed.
He is mad. He is mad right now. Gene McComb is angry about this fight.
You have to wonder, as you see that right front kick in the abdomen delivered by Longstreet. Longstreet's never been behind in a fight. He's never really been hurt in a fight. He's won 15 times. How he reacts to being hurt in a fight, and he could here against McComb, will be awfully interesting.
That's been the question on John Longstreet. Everybody says he's got tremendous technique, he's got great kicking skills, he's a great conditioner, but can he take a shot? Can he come back when he's down, when he's hurt?
Already he's come back with a couple of round kicks that have connected. McComb has landed one very solid punch in this round.
And that's about all he's landed in this round. Longstreet bothers me with his hands down there. He's got his hands, he's getting a little careless, carrying those hands a little too low. I'm sure Larry Carnahan doesn't like seeing that over in that corner.
Neither fighter has really been hurt in this bout, but McComb has certainly been bothered.
I think frustrated is a good term. I think he is very frustrated. He has just not been able to get anything going on John Longstreet. The sweeps, the lateral movement, the front leg has all been a little too much for Gene McComb.
Longstreet has not expended much energy either. So later in the fight, he could really have an advantage there. Let's go into his corner.
It's your best round, Gene. Best round. Look at Gene. Kicks in right off the bat. You're waiting too long, he's timing it. You're waiting too long, he's timing it. You got me? Waiting too long, he's timing it. You haven't jabbed, you're not working your way in. You're not working your way in. And you're following him around in a circle, Gene. You got to cut him off. You got enough boxing experience.
We mentioned McComb was mad. Take a look.
Well, Gene McComb now just coming back, throwing leather. This is really what he has to do. He's got to pick up the pace on Longstreet. He's got to get on inside with him and keep him against the ropes. He had a little something going there for a little while, and then John Longstreet kind of got it back.
You get the feeling that Carnahan and company are quite confident in that corner of John Longstreet.
I'm sure they're telling him, just keep doing what you're doing. Everything is fine.
Round 6, scheduled for 9. The champion, McComb. Unofficially, we have trailing. Certainly, he has to be concerned about this bout. The tempo has been all John Longstreet's.
McComb is coming out and kicking early. Ernie Smith over in this corner was telling him, come in, kick early so that you don't have to worry about your timing later in the round.
Couple of glancing rights from Longstreet. One with the leg and one with the right hand that both connected.
Well, John Longstreet's got good accuracy. He pinpoints his technique. Again, that's from the point fighting days where fighters are taught how to move in and hit without being hit. He's spanking in those right round kicks.
Again, McComb from the boxing background, Longstreet from the karate background. You can certainly tell.
You see the contrast in styles, absolutely. McComb trying to take those shots now and get on inside. Go ahead and let Longstreet throw a couple punches in order to get inside.
Still have to wonder about the experience factor, though. McComb has been through so many bruising battles. Longstreet, on the other hand, this is his first crack at the championship. So far, it's been his fight.
So far, he's done a good job.
Turned his back nicely on a defensive maneuver there.
Yeah, he kind of peeled that one off. Although those kicks to the body like that hurt. Those things to the body really do hurt.
5 G's, get in on 5 with it. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Get in on 5.
A little clinching and holding going on.
The last warning, Longstreet has been warned now twice about holding. The next time he will be penalized.
Couple of rights that connected by Longstreet. The tempo still belongs with Longstreet as he makes his move for the championship.
A great example of the kicking, punching, timing dexterity here, the point fighters. Round kick to the head followed up with a right jab. Pop, pop, both of them right on targets. Not hard shots, but frustrating, irritating blows.
Already a couple have been thrown by Longstreet as we begin round 7. McComb coming on strong now with a couple of kicks of his own. How do you have it scored, John?
Well, it seems like, I know John Longstreet very well, and I hope I'm not appearing prejudiced here, but I think I've got him up by 60-54. I just haven't seen a round where McComb really was able to control the round or even score telling blows.
He landed one punch in the 5th round, and since that time, Longstreet again has been able to maneuver around most of the blows that have been attempted by McComb. And there again, 2 more quick ones that land atop the head of Gene McComb from Longstreet.
McComb is really faced with a tremendous problem. He has to get inside, and every time he starts to move close, he runs into that front leg. It's just, he has not been able to figure out what to do and when.
Longstreet, 5'11", 163 pounds. Just 26 years of age. McComb at 33 stands only 5'9" and weighs 159. He came in a little light for this bout.
He came in very light. He gave up about 3.5 pounds that he didn't have to give up. Now, that would indicate that he had either trained extremely hard for this or something else possibly was wrong. But you don't like to see a fighter come in that light.
Especially when he has to expend all of that energy late. That front kick got in from Longstreet. Now McComb has got him where he wants, but again, Longstreet fights away.
McComb had him in the ropes, and Longstreet fought his way out of there pretty well, pretty effectively. Longstreet almost held on, then he remembered, oops, I'll get penalized if I hold. I've got to fight him.
McComb has got to be concerned now. He's running out of rounds.
Gene McComb trying to wade in. I think he realizes now my only hope is to get him in the ropes and catch him with that barrage of punches.
Come out with 3 kicks right off the bat. Get in there, make him fight. When you're in close, you're not even punching. You're leaning into him. You're leaning into it. Cut him off, Gene. Make him fight. Jab, jab, hit him. Jab, jab, hit him. You got to work him, Gene. Got 2 rounds.
We'll see Gene McComb. He gets Longstreet where he wants him, in the ropes. But then Longstreet fights his way out pretty well. He's pretty elusive. Moves on out of there.
John Longstreet has done it on McComb's turf here in Beaumont, just miles from his home in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Longstreet in red, trimmed in gold at the top of your screen. And McComb, the shorter of the two, in red, trimmed in black and white, and we're in the 8th round.
Well, McComb is not doing what his corner told him. They told him, come out, throw. Oh.
Left round kick connected.
Nice round kick in by Longstreet. They're telling him, come out, kick early, and then try to knock him out. McComb just hasn't been able to get on track, not this whole fight. I don't know, maybe at 33 years of age, he's winding down.
Spinning back fist from Longstreet connected on the side of McComb's head.
Longstreet's starting now to open up. One thing Longstreet has to work on, he's got to develop his ability to hit with combinations. He's hitting with 1s and 2s, but not 3s and 4s and 5s. That's a weakness.
Spinning kick, glancing blow only. But again, all of them are glancing blows. They're all very quick and very sharp, Longstreet's punches and kicks.
Longstreet picking his shots as he has for the whole 8 rounds. Just watching, making McComb miss, staying that lateral movement.
30 seconds.
Longstreet was a catcher for a baseball team until his high school days were done. He said he loved the game. He could sense that he could play the game mentally. He certainly played the mental game here as he takes control again with a couple of more glancing shots against McComb. John Longstreet may be 1 round away from the championship that he's waited for some 5 years.
Join us for Business Times. Every weekday morning we give you
to do this and this. You need Power Stretch. Trico's Power Stretch is the most time-efficient, safe method of stretching muscles properly, making you more flexible and less prone to sports injury. Power Stretch makes sure your muscles are ready so that you get the best from your body and the most fun from your sport. Power Stretch for your active life. Just ask contact karate champion Bill Superfoot Wallace.
I love it.
To order your fully assembled Power Stretcher, call today. 1-800-368-2224. That's 1-800-368-2224.
See John Longstreet, who throws some spinning techniques very effectively, throws that spinning back fist around here. Gene McComb very wisely covering up. But then the next time around, he throws a spinning back kick. McComb really doesn't know which way to block it. Is it going to be the back fist? Is it going to be the back kick?
It's the final round, round number 9. The champion, McComb, with his title now in jeopardy against John Longstreet.
A jump round kick. John Longstreet starting to open up now.
Another sweep and a spinning kick. Spinning side kick that connected. Longstreet borrowing a page from Gentleman Jim Corbett in boxing when he did it to John L. Sullivan. This is PKA's answer to that particular fight, isn't it?
Absolutely. You won't see a better technician in this sport anywhere than John Longstreet. He's making it look easy, and folks, it ain't easy. Gene McComb is one of the toughest customers in this game, and if he wants to stay in here and fight another year or 2 years, he'll still beat most every one of those light middleweights. But he's had nothing but hard times here tonight with John Longstreet.
You have to wonder now, should Longstreet come away with the decision, and we're still a minute away, how he would match up against Thurman, because Thurman, by many people's standards, is simply an aggravated version of McComb.
That's a very good analogy. Well, I think Thurman is certainly a superior fighter. He's proven that before. He's beaten Gene McComb twice. But yes, he's the same type of fighter. He does kick better than Gene McComb. He kicks far better than Gene McComb. He's a whole different animal from Gene McComb.
McComb, a blue-collar worker. Thurman would not have the height differential that McComb has to deal with. That's one thing we know.
John Longstreet, I'm sure, is going to want to take some time, defend this U.S. title a while. He'll think about Bob Thurman, but I don't think he'll think about him for a while yet.
Again, that's all a part of the master plan, and we still have a decision forthcoming, but it's been all Longstreet. We're down to the final seconds in the last round, and McComb's championship seems to be fleeting away.
It's okay, candy flag, move!
John Longstreet and Gene McComb. And the decision is forthcoming from Beaumont, Texas, and we'll return with it in just a moment. Out to the ring, and our ring announcer, Rusty Clark, with a decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision. The U.S. light middleweight champion and still undefeated, John Longstreet.
So it's a unanimous decision. Longstreet the winner. McComb, a great champion. During his tenure, he took on the best and delivered the best, and he's standing by right now with John Worley. John?
Hi, Gene. I would just like to say that we want to hear what's going to happen with you now in the future. What are your plans after this?
Well, I got to go back to practice and try to figure out where them sweeps come from. That threw me off completely.
Well, you know, it was in the game plan all along, I think, is what his camp told me, that the sweeps were in there, and they worked as they expected, and it seemed as though you really had a hard time dealing with that front leg, both sweeping and kicking.
Yeah, every time I get ready to get off to start in, all my weight would go to my front foot, and when I get ready to throw a right, there'd go my left foot from under me, and I got to start all over again.
Yeah, he made it tough.
He fought me a real smart fight. He fought me the only way to beat me. He fought a real smart fight.
Well, congratulations on a great career, and I certainly hope you consider coming back in here and doing it again.
I'm gonna stay in there. I just got a new thing to work with now, but I'm gonna come back.
Great, thank you.
He's gonna give me a rematch, he said.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy to. Thank you. John Longstreet.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go back to John. He's got John Longstreet with him now.
John Longstreet, congratulations on just a great fight. It really was a credit to you and your trainer both, because I think the intelligence of the fight was obvious.
Well, you definitely don't go out and try and stand toe-to-toe with Gene McComb, and we looked back at the rules to see any advantage we could get on the sweeps, and the sweeps have been in there for years, and it's something no one's really done, and we've tried, and it seemed to work tonight, and I'm glad it did.
What do you think is going to happen with you now? I understand you're scheduled to June 15th up in Minneapolis, but you maybe damaged a hand. We see a replay here, John, moving in there. There's the sweep.
Well, it's just something we have practiced on a lot, and we watched some tapes of Gene and knew it'd work. Gene's a hell of a fighter, and like I said, it just doesn't make much sense to stand there and try and fight with somebody that's good.
What about the hand?
It's hurt.
Don't know how bad?
No, not really. It's really academic right now, but we'll get it checked later.
Once again, congratulations, and I think that we'll be looking forward to seeing what happens with you and Bob Thurman in the future.
Thank you very much.
There's your new champion, John Longstreet from Bloomington, Minnesota.